things that people are saying was from a script. That script is copywriting. So if you want to see if it's for you, here's a very, very quick exercise. Take this sentence and rewrite it in the comments to make it more compelling and persuasive. Get the body of your dreams in 90 days without hours of daily cardio. I'll give you guys feedback in the comments. As you guys know, I'm going to be reading them all. The comment with the most likes wins. And I want to see what's the best one that we can come up with. Because if you see a sentence like this, it's very, very simple, it's very, very plain, and you can make it into something that really someone can relate with, someone really identifies with, and it drives them through an emotional way to actually take action, then you're a natural copywriter. Even if you're not a natural copywriter, still, I got like a 60 in English in school, and it was just never really my best class. And I never really saw myself as a writer. Here's why I went into copywriting. Not only is this cool, but this is a skill that if I learn it and I truly, truly, truly master it, it will serve me throughout my whole business career. And it still has to this very day. It literally can never go to waste. Whereas I tried to become a video editor. I'm not gonna lie. I don't do any video editing on a daily, weekly, monthly, even yearly. I don't touch a video editing software, maybe like once a year when I put together these massive free courses. But still, because the skills are so transferable, that's one of the things that really drew me to it as well. So go down in the comments and let me know what you guys have come up with. Now, if sales is your lane, if you like sales, appointment setting is essentially the dojo. So you're not closing just yet, but you're getting your reps in. You're facing real humans, you're dodging objections, and sparking curiosity. So learning to lead conversations without sounding like a telemarketer. You build the nerves of steel, rhythm, control. You learn to hook attention, qualify fast, and you also get people to show up to the calls as well. Because if you can do that, closing becomes easy. So appointment setting, kind of like I was explaining earlier, is you getting people to set appointments on the sales calendar. Very, very, very simple. There's lots of different ways you can do this. There's lots of different methods. So sometimes, for example, you will work with a business and they'll get a ton of DMs, people asking about the program or the product. And your job will be to go into that business's Instagram account or their Facebook or their LinkedIn and answer those messages and get people to sign up on a call and see if they are qualified. Qualified, for example, let's say if you are working for a business and they work for other businesses that are making $50,000 per month or more, if you're talking to a business and they're only making $5,000 per month, they do not qualify. So you don't get them on the call. Now you're doing two really important main things. One, you're disqualifying people, and two, you're setting appointments. And it's very important that the salespeople don't get on calls with people who are completely unqualified, because what happens then? Salesperson shows up, like, hey man, how much revenue are you making? 5K per month. Oh, well, we might as well just end the call here. Waste of everybody's time. This is not the best. So you as an appointment setter actually have a huge role in this. There's also, for example, calling. It's not really like cold calling, it's more like warm calling. So let's say someone buys a product. They buy a product for $27 and they leave their phone number. You as an appointment setter could call up that number and say, hey, I noticed that you bought this other small thing. Were there some other things that you wanted to buy as well? And now you're not really selling, but again, you're seeing if people are qualified. And then if for whatever reason they want to buy the highest ticket item or package, etc., then you can, again, set the appointment for them. And you get a cut of every single sale that's made. Now, as a reminder, we have lots more money-making skills that are coming up. Again, these are the starter skills. We also have other skills that are going to help you scale, right? Scale skills. So for example, we have email marketing, landing page building, investing, lifestyle design, outreach, sales, personal branding. We have all of this. Right now, we're going to focus on these couple small ones. And these skills together can and will make you a fortune. Most people treat skills like apps. Download one, use it for a bit, then move on to the next. But this isn't actually the case. Sales and marketing are the DNA of every successful business venture, two sides of the same sword. When you stack these two abilities, you've essentially learned to speak the universal language of money. These skills translate across every industry, business model, and economic environment that come to mind. Think of your skill development like building a skyscraper. But each additional skill doesn't just add to your capabilities. It creates what I call the skill multiplication effect, where 1 + 1 + 1 equals far more than just 3. So copy times positioning times sales equals total market power. All it is just skill stacking. That's why guys like Alex Hormozi are so successful, is because they've learned from every single new iteration of business model that they've been in. He's probably seen dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of businesses' inner workings. So how can he not be good at business? It's unreasonable to even think, after all of that experience, all of those different businesses, all of those different consulting sessions, that he wouldn't be a master. And that's all it is. You just need time in the game. You need time under the bar. You need more reps. And you know what nobody ever talks about? Nobody ever talks about how to learn a skill. Isn't it kind of funny that in school they teach you all these things, but they never really teach you how to learn? You're just expected to know. So here's exactly how to go about learning a skill. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tyson40, and I'm back with another installment of the 16-hour free course on how you're going to become a millionaire. And today we're starting with how to actually go about learning a skill in the most efficient way possible. Look, shortcuts are not the way to learning high income skills fast. It's really about being ruthlessly strategic with your time and your approach. Most people spend months or even years developing skills that could have been mastered in weeks. The biggest lie in online education is that consuming more content equals better results. So here does that mean? Consuming content? Yes. Consuming a lot of content? Yes. Consuming a lot of content without taking action? No. There's where you got me right there. People collect courses like trophies, binge watch training videos like Netflix series, and convince themselves that they're making progress while their bank accounts tell a different story. Most people approach learning backwards. They think that the sequence is this: learn everything about a topic, everything down to the very minute detail, feel confident enough to try it, and then start taking action. But this is so wrong. This approach creates an endless cycle of just one more course, just one more video. There's always another technique to learn, another expert to follow, another system to master before you're gonna feel quote unquote ready. However, successful people flip this sequence upside down. They learn the bare minimum to start, they start taking action immediately, and then they learn more as their problems arise, because you having that in-action experience is going to give you a new lens to look at different value in different videos. But here is the power of community and having feedback. Learning in isolation is inefficient. There's no two ways about it. You need external feedback to identify your blind spots and accelerate improvement. And let's be honest, man, you're not gonna open up a dinner table family conversation about what outreach you're doing, et cetera, et cetera. So like I said earlier, you wanna have some other people in your corner who are going through this with you. I had people who I was talking to, training with, and really bouncing ideas off of when I was first coming up as well. They held me accountable, I held them accountable. And overall, it was an iron sharpens iron sort of situation. Here's what to look for when you're actually searching for a community. So real-time feedback on your work, accountability for consistent action, access to different perspectives, motivation through shared struggle, and also opportunities for collaboration, right? All of those things. So like I told you guys before, the Discord, free Discord and the free school communities are down below if you're looking for any communities like that. There's a lot of people who have already been familiar with my content, and they're doing various things, mostly copywriting. A lot of them are making money as well, and also reviewing each other's work. We have review channels in there where you can just get your copy reviewed, for example, which is a really efficient way to just getting better. So here's how to master your chosen skill, whatever it may be. Learning a skill gets you in the game. Mastering it makes you irreplaceable, highly compensated, and in demand regardless of the market conditions. You've probably heard the 10,000 hour rule, but it's often misunderstood. Translation, or you need to be doing something for 10,000 hours in order to master it. But watch this. It's not just about putting in time, it's about the quality of that time. Most people log hours without progressing towards mastery because they're not practicing deliberately. Ordinary practice is repeating what you already know. Deliberate practice is continuously pushing beyond your current capabilities. The difference is enormous. Someone who spends 2,000 hours in deliberate practice will often outperform someone who spends 10,000 hours in ordinary practice. Deliberate practice means this: constantly working at the edge of your current ability, getting immediate feedback on your performance, identifying specific weaknesses and targeting them, and pushing through discomfort rather than staying inside of your comfort zone. A really easy analogy for this is like, imagine you are trying to get really good at guitar and you're like playing while you're watching Netflix. You think that you're really doing something, but you're not. Or you're trying to get huge arms or huge muscles or whatever. So you're gonna sit there and watch Netflix and do like 100 curls with one arm with like 2.5 pounds and then do the same with the other one and expect to look like Arnold. That's just not going to work. You have to put 100% of your focus, effort, and attention in on it. To give you guys actually a little bit of perspective, I'll go in on this a little bit. So there are certain techniques with guitar that I don't feel very confident in, and I'm not really good at enough yet. So I hyper focus on them. So I pick one exercise to do with that one technique, and I do it over and over and over again for 20 minutes every single day with a metronome before I even just start jamming out or playing random songs. I hyper focus on the things that I'm not good at so I can bring up my technique so that those bad habits and those poor techniques don't carry over into all the other things that I try to learn. Whereas most people will just pick it up, play what they know, and then they call that practice. But it's not really just practice. It's more like playing around. So if you want